to save a friend, discover true love in the end. When you're down, you close your eyes, feel the raft of all the lies, float your troubles out to sea. Be the best that you can be.
Aw, man, I love waking up at 5 in the morning. Thanks to the ghost, who always seems to make my coffee in the morning. Well, summer is over and so is Tales Month. So, I thought I'd return to the usual schedule by reviewing a knockoff movie. Well, which one is it? Well, it's the 1987 Terminator, Robo-Cop, Judge Dredd, and Mad Max knockoff, of course. Alright, let me explain. Okay, R.O.T.O.R is a knockoff film, but the two big ones it's knocking off are Terminator and Robo-Cop, as it kind of combines the two together, with the Robo-Cop being like a Terminator, with the robotic skeleton being covered with fake human skin, and going on a rampage. Judge Dredd comes in with the fact that the main character states several times that in the future R.O.T.O.R will be the judge, jury, and executioner, like in Judge Dredd. And the Mad Max comes in with the poster. I mean, come on, look at the two. They aren't too dissimilar. And if you're wondering what R.O.T.O.R means, it means Robotic Officer Tactical Operations Research. Keep that in mind because it'll come up later in the review as there is a fuck up later in the film. So without further ado, this is R.O.T.O.R. The film begins with... Wait, what the fuck is blue steel? Did you put on the wrong film?
Yes, sir. What seems to be the problem?
Nothing, fuck. The only problem is that you put on a film called Blue Steel.
That is the right movie.
What?
Well, sir, this is another case of a knockoff movie having two titles. But this is a special case where, in the case of R.O.T.O.R, home video releases will say R.O.T.O.R, but on the actual film, it'll say Blue Steel.
Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you, fuck, for the information.
Anything else you need, sir?
You can leave now.
Okay, sir.
Oh, if you're wondering why his name is fuck, it stands for Functional Upheld Cock Candy. Why? Well, I couldn't really find a name that fit the anagram of fuck, so I just named him that. Anyways, back to the film. After the alternate title disappears, we get the first glimpse of continuity errors. So here it's like sunset, now sunrise, and now it's fucking nighttime. Great job, guys. But besides that, we meet our main character, Barrett Cold Iron, who is a police chief scientist and is the creator of R.O.T.O.R. And he's so cool that he immediately gets held at gunpoint by Hillbilly John over here.
I seen him.
But when the cops are driving him to the station, he starts narrating.
My name is Cold Iron, Barrett Cold Iron. I'm a captain with the Dallas Police Department in charge of their Tactical Operations Lab.
I'm not kidding. He narrates in the back seat of the fucking cop car, and it's never really brought up. Now that we're at the police station, he's got a lot of explaining to do, which he proceeds to do right away.
Mayor, or the division commander, or about 12 other high-crotched federales perched behind a two-way mirror. Last Thursday, my life was a hell of a lot simpler.
Let me just say is that this whole movie is just basically Cold Iron telling the cops what happened. So at the points where it makes absolutely no sense, I'm going to point that out. We finally get to the main point of the film, And already, this makes no sense. Yes, according to the beginning, Cold Iron is telling his morning routine to the cops. So I got up at 5 o'clock, even though when I actually got out of bed it was 4:50. What? Then I got a coffee that the ghost made for me. Wait, elaborate? Then I took my pills with some orange juice and then grabbed carrots out of the fridge. After that, I exited the house and walked over to my horse. And when I got there, I gave the horse her coffee and took a bite out of my carrot. Mr. Cold Iron, we're getting you help. He then gets in his Jeep and drives to work, and I bet Cold Iron is telling his story really slowly, as these shots of the Jeep driving are slow. Eventually he gets to the police station / lab and greets a sarcastic robot.
A handball game, son. Keen reflexes, super endurance.
Oh, yes, sir.
Don't ask stupid questions.
Well, handball. Gee. I got your handball game right here, pal.
Next he's off to present R.O.T.O.R to the board, and that's some bad stop motion right there. But that stop motion ain't doing some bad karate. After the presentation, the politician guy, who I guess funded the R.O.T.O.R project, starts to yell at Cold Iron, asking for R.O.T.O.R to be on the streets in 60 days.
White Cross and said, "No, Commander, things are ahead of schedule, way ahead. In fact, we're close to fruition. We're going to have product in 60 days.
Product?
Which sounds as bad as Cold Iron says, that there could possibly be a prototype in 4 years.
4 years from now, maybe the prototype. Any sooner.
Let me just add that Cold Iron is ADR'd throughout the whole film.
I'm giving you the keys.
Keys to what, sir?
The Holy Grail, Howdling.
Whereas I believe everyone else him is not, like his politician boss.
For the same reason a dog licked itself, boy, because it can."
Now imagine a whole video about this movie where the person who's narrating it is ADR'd. That'd be fucking ridiculous. Cold Iron is fired and leaves with an angry look on his face. Oh, and he also acts like an ass, being a total dick to all of his co-workers.
That time again.
What's that, Statham? You want me to go out and shoot targets now? Out to the range? You getting in my face about this, Statham? Right now? Is that what you want? Huh?
No, forget it. I'll just write it in, sir. No need to bother.
So now the robot, whose name is Willard, and Cold Iron's assistant take over the project, but leave to check on the power. And over in the other corner of the building, this guy is bugging this chick. She leaves. He kind of title drops the film.
Looks cool as blue steel to me.
And then wakes up R.O.T.O.R, who then goes to the locker with his name on it. Robo-Cop did it. Now we finally see motorcycle cop R.O.T.O.R, and his mustache is the best part about him. After saying fuck you to the policeman's ball, he gets on his motorcycle that says Judge and Executioner. There, I can say that this is the first adaptation of Judge Dredd, and that this is a remake. And he's off to serve and protect. Meanwhile, with Cold Iron, he heads to a convenience store where he proceeds to beat up Phone Man, and then kills Fake Beard with a desert fucking eagle. Although I swear he put a different gun in the newspaper. Now it's nighttime. Yeah, honey, I'm sorry. I'll be a little late. I just shot some guy close range with a desert eagle. We then zoom to relationship goals with these two. And yes, there is a solid minute or two of these two arguing about their relationship. That just screams fuck.
What is it, sir?
No, not you! But R.O.T.O.R comes in because he was speeding, and after Jax Films over here tries to bribe him, he gets fucking murdered. And that gun must have had some gravitational pull, as it's able to pull him close enough to grab R.O.T.O.R. R.O.T.O.R must be really pissed, as he's going after this chick, whose name is Sonia. But she finds his one weakness, a car horn! Actually, it's noise that hurts him, but most of the time, the car horn is used. Now, if we're going by that logic, why doesn't the motorcycle or the gun hurt him? Well, it's flawed logic, but also at the same time, it's the only logic that these knockoff films would have.
And now the rest of the movie is R.O.T.O.R chasing Sonya because her boyfriend speeded.
I'm not kidding. Just watch the rest of the review to see.
We eventually get to the diner from T2 and see R.O.T.O.R can see the past? Even though he was never there. This made sense in Robo-Cop because he could record whatever he saw, whereas here, R.O.T.O.R can just use his eyes to travel back in time. He does this 3 times throughout the film. And now, see as R.O.T.O.R kills Bucktooth Chef, Drunk Guy, the middle-aged Karate Kid, and Hagar from Final Fight. He ends up just killing more time by throwing a guy through a window, shooting a truck driver, and beating Cold Iron. Cold Iron eventually contacts Sonya and tells her to keep going while he goes back to the lab. And he figures out that R.O.T.O.R got out. And he also finds out that R.O.T.O.R's name changed from Research to Reserve!
See? I didn't lie when I said there was something about his name coming up.
This leads to Cold Iron calling his partner who helped him on the R.O.T.O.R project, Dr. Steele, who is a bodybuilder?
Wait, so we have a scientist police chief and a scientist bodybuilder. How has this not become a buddy cop show yet?
They eventually find R.O.T.O.R and stop him before he kills Sonya. Cold Iron gets Sonya out of there, while Steele fights him silently in the background. Steele sadly gets killed, but not before ripping R.O.T.O.R's chest open.
Now you're probably wondering how they kill R.O.T.O.R. Well...
They tie him up, drive in a different direction, and he fucking explodes!
I would say that makes no sense, but it's a knockoff of Terminator, Robo-Cop, Judge Dredd, and Mad Max, so fuck it, anything can happen in this wacky-ass world.
And thus ends Cold Iron's story. He gets let go by the cops, and is then killed by the politician guy. Now that Cold Iron is dead, his belongings get passed down to his nephew, who we've never seen before. And from here, he makes R.O.T.O.R 2, with the skin model based off of Dr. Steele.
Was founded on human mercy.
So that's R.O.T.O.R, and it's a fun fucking movie. It's exactly... what's the term? So bad it's good. From the mashup of movies, to the actual plot, to the weird errors, it's just a fun time. So I'd say seek out R.O.T.O.R or Blue Steel, drink a little, and then have a wonderful time. Anyways, I'll see you next time, as I gotta get ready for Halloween.
Wait, sir. There's another movie that just shipped in.
What is it?
It's a film called The Last Shark.
Oh, shit.
What is it, sir?
Oh, nothing. It's nothing.